Hey, you're watching Show Me Your Pick with Fruitcake Tony, and this is Cher from Vixen. You better watch this show. Hey, you're watching Show Me Your Pick.
'Hello, hello.
Hey guys.
What
is happening?
Oh, just sitting here talking with, yes.
Happy
talking over
Saturday.
People, talking with
Good
friends.
to see you guys. Hope everyone's doing well.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
It is January the 29th, 2022.
January's still here.
Man. It's almost gone, dude.
I know it is. I know.
Almost gone.
It's the longest January ever.
How much?
It is.
How much snow did you get, Tony?
Inch or two, and it's all gone. Most of it,
Yeah,
all of it.
That's what kind of how it was. It wasn't even quite that around here, right where we are. But down south, they got it worse than they got it. Ironically, it was a lot worse down south. You thought it'd be even clearer, but
you get any
we did too. We didn't need it, and we didn't get it, so that was cool.
Amen,
Miss you,
Sandra.
Tom. Love you, Tom.
Amen. Yes, we love you, Tommy boy.
Hope you would get
well, brother.
Get your ass back here soon.
Get well,
It's just
brother.
not the live crew without you, Tom.
No, it's not.
With you.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Rest, yeah, get some rest, man. Get better soon.
Lay off the Jello if you're watching. Lay off the Jello. Man.
Yes.
So yeah, hopefully we'll talk to him soon. Just please continue to pray for him.
Yes.
He needs it from all of us.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
Get well, Tommy.
There we go.
Yep.
Get well, Tommy.
I get up. Nothing gets me down.
Tommy, if you're watching, we love you, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tommy, if you're watching.
Watch your profanity.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right.
We are talking. We're talking Robbin Crosby tonight.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, this guy down here knew Robbin.
Not me, Charlie. Charlie over there.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
We did rat here on the show a year or two ago, but Charles wasn't with us then. But we decided that we would revisit Robbin. Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna do.
Very cool. Very cool.
Can we show them the giveaway pic for today's episode?
Good idea.
You want to toss that out there on the...
Yeah.
So we can
All
have
right.
got at that for a minute.
By the way, Brendan, I love that slide cigar box guitar, brother. It was so cool.
Anyway, check out the link in the description.
I'd be funning around. I'm getting better on my slide, but it's better when I'm not playing and anybody's watching.
Love it, man. Absolutely love it.
So,
yeah, the giveaway.
All right. So here in a few more weeks, on February the 12th, we are
Yeah.
going to have a backstage
That's gonna
party
be cool. That's gonna be cool as hell.
the night before the Super Bowl, right here on the channel, right after Show Me Your Pick airs. And last week's winner, Dan in New Jersey, tonight's winner, and next week's winner on the 5th will be joining us after Show Me Your Pick the night before the Super Bowl, February the 12th, for our Super Bowl Backstage Bash.
Excellent.
Hell yeah.
Gonna be a lot of fun.
Gonna be.
2 weeks. 2
Backstage.
weeks.
Backstage.
I can't believe that. It's 2 weeks. Holy crap.
We get
Yeah.
A chance
So-
to play some more trivia for some really kick-ass shit. So,
All right. So, in order to hang out on February the 12th for our
You need
Super
one of
Bowl
these.
party, you got to have this. And you can get this tonight. That's a Brendan B. Square pick. And
Oh yeah.
you can get this tonight if you win trivia. And we have some Robbin Crosby rat trivia for you tonight.
Cool.
Bring it,
Yeah.
baby. Bring
I
it.
have one other quick thing I want to say. Neil, if you're watching, I got them. Thank you. There's only 2 left.
Oh yeah. Also, Neil,
Oh yeah.
I got this right here too. Hey, can I go ahead and open this real quick?
Open
it.
it, baby. Open it.
Open it, man.
I've been good. I waited 2 days.
This is a good segue because Tony's got new stuff that he wants to show you. So when we're done unboxing, we'll go into Tony's new stuff, and then I'll go to the chat, and you guys can talk rap.
Yeah, you want to eat.
But it happened.
You
He's a
want to
poet.
eat those too,
And she
anyway,
don't even know
Charles.
Right there. I want to say thank you.
Oh my god.
Oh my God, those are good.
These are awesome.
If you're watching, Neil, my wife already wants to place an order with your wife for some more. So,
I know, so do I.
oh man,
More espressos, please. Those were amazing.
she bites into one. She goes, "Oh, it's got peanut butter in it." I'm like,
The
"Oh,
Oreo ones. Oh, the
All right,
peanut
Charles, you got to try one, dude.
Gotta
They're not
get it
gonna-
open.
they'll be gone
Gotta
before
get
the
it
show's
open.
over, man."
All right. All right.
Show's
Let me
over.
check it out.
Open it on up.
Get the
Come on.
munchies, they'll be gone.
Yep.
That's some serious gourmet shit.
Oh man, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Charles won't be talking for the rest of the show, at least for another 20
Yeah,
minutes.
guys, I'm good.
Which
Entertain
one is
yourselves.
that, Charles? There's the Oreo, and then there's the peanut, and then
This is Oreo. This
there's
is
the
Oreo.
espresso.
So yeah.
Yeah, this is Oreo right here. This is really good, guys.
They are, man.
Man, they're
Oh.
amazing. Amazing.
Do I have to share these?
No, you don't.
I had to, but you know,
One down, 5 to go.
what they don't know don't hurt them.
I shared with Ricky, yes. But I
Thank
can't
you,
have a
Neil.
lot of- I can't have a lot of chocolate, but I snuck some.
Guys, I'm forgetting Neil's wife's name.
Alexia.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Alexia.
Yeah.
Alexia.
Thank you so much.
Freaking amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Man, those are really good.
You're in trouble,
Oh,
Charles.
man.
Taylor wants you to save her one. Taylor said you
Oh,
have to save her
absolutely.
one.
Me and Taylor are tight like that, but you got to get over here.
You
You
better
have like a
start driving.
24-hour window, girl, and then it's
You have
over.
to share,
So, you know,
So you better
You-
hurry.
You better get over there tonight, Taylor. 'cause
yeah,
she ain't- they're
I'm not
gonna
going to
last.
see her for, unfortunately, guys, I'm not going to see Taylor for about a week. So,
Ah,
Oh, well, you get
So
the
it's
next
long
batch,
gone.
Taylor. It'll be long gone.
long gone.
You can take a picture of it. That's about as close as you're going to get.
those are really, really delicious.
They
They're
really are.
really, really good.
They are. They are. Thank you. Thanks.
Alexa, thank you so much. Thank you, Neil.
let me ask you, Sandra, who's
Yeah.
here tonight?
Ah,
Who's hanging with us?
all right. I'm gonna start right down here. Christopher Live Sawa says,
And if you're lurking,
what's
say
going on?
Christopher, what's
hello.
going on, bro?
Taylor Green in the chat. Buck Cheeks, of course.
Hey,
Papa Blue. Hey, Papa, how you
Papa,
doing?
what's up, bro?
The original Paramutant has popped in. Hey, Mutant, how you doing?
What's going on, bro?
Tim Thomas, Guitar Man 45. He's saying
Tim,
hello,
Guitar Man.
everyone. Dan in New Jersey in there, giving prayers for Tommy.
Dan, it's good to see you,
We
bro.
love him. John Marhonic is in the chat. I hope.
John, what's going on, buddy?
If
Hey,
I'm not,
John.
please don't come at me. I don't mean to butcher it. It's an
John
honest mistake.
Moronic. Yeah.
And I don't know. Say hello to the others as they. Janice. Janice just popped in, so she.
Janice, how
Hey,
are you,
Janice.
Janice?
Hi,
Good to see you,
Janice.
sweetheart.
We're glad that you're popping in. Appreciate any time that you spend with us. Thanks to all who is tuning into our live chat. While you're here, it only takes a second. If you'd like to show a little bit of support, just hit that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that bell. That's all we ask. And back to you, Tony.
Back to you, TK.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. So back to I know a lot of you are Rat fans. I'm a huge Rat fan. Love Rat, love Robbin. Our friend Charles knew Robbin, and it's the you've been on about a year now, Charles, but for me personally, me being a big Rat fan, it's fascinating to hear you talk about Robbin.
Yeah, we talk a little more backstage about some stuff that I haven't mentioned on air and things like that. But
all of us are constantly hearing new stuff that
you
tell us that happened. It's a treat, dude.
I was fortunate to know him at a time, before hair metal actually even started. It was a thing, but nobody knew about it. Bands like the New York Dolls were big in the late 70s, and bands started sort of morphing off of that. And so it's really funny. Like Motley Crue, they came from a certain vibe. They had a certain vibe, is what I mean to say. And they lived the vibe that they put out. But it wasn't the same vibe as Rat. Even though they were both considered hair metal bands, God, you guys may not know this, but the band Rat's a bunch of surfers from San Diego, okay? And if you'll notice in their dress, they didn't dress down and they didn't dress unsharp. Their costume and the way that they presented themselves as a band was incredibly sharp. It was well-dressed. If you saw, say, a knee and a pair of jeans that was out, it was strategically placed and everything else was to the tens. They were not a sloppy band in the least. And it was a thought process. There a lot of thought went into the way that they presented themselves. And it was interesting. I met Robbin probably March or April of 1980. This is actually when I first met him. And he wasn't in Rat yet, but he wasn't in anything at that moment. And if you ask some people, they'll tell you he was in Rat at that time because he played guitar with Steven and those guys in Mickey Rat for a period. So you could actually say Robbin was there from the very beginning, even back as far as 70, I would say even as far back as 74, 75, when Steven was putting his personal band and stuff together. They still knew each other. Yeah, now, in those early days, Warren was 12 years old. He was like 12, okay? Right. But he wasn't even 12. He was like 10, okay? He was like 10.
Yeah.
And so I met a show working for West Security. It was one of the very first shows that I'd worked at the Whiskey. It was just before the middle of the year in 1980. And I wasn't a Whiskey employee. I was working West. And there's this dude standing next to me, and he's my height. We both stood out because we both had bleached blonde hair, pretty long. You guys, my hair was just as long as Robbin's. Our hair was similar length. And I had I didn't know him from anybody, but he was standing there, and so we started talking. And you know, I didn't know he was a guitar player. I had no idea. I just knew that he was dressed like a rock star. Okay, he was dressed like a rock star. I tell you guys a story about meeting James Hetfield for the first time, and he was just like James Hetfield. And it's funny. There's a consistent vibe between the rockers who actually made it and were successful in Hollywood. There's like a common thread between them, and the way that they dress. The quality of the way they dress is very important. And some people pull off certain dress better than others. And it's just kind of funny. I don't know why I'm talking about it, but it's just kind of funny the way they pull that stuff off. So we're standing there talking, and he looks at me and he says, so where do you have to come from to come to work? And I said, well, I have to come from the beach, Manhattan Beach is where I was coming from. He says, Manhattan Beach. He says, well, that's where I'm living. I said, really? I said, that's really cool. You know, it was kind of interesting because for me to be at the Whiskey and to meet 50 people, I probably wouldn't meet anybody who lived around where I came from, because LA's a big place. And I mean, they'll be from the Valley or from Tarzana or Reseda or whatever, right? Yeah. But for the fact that he said he was living in Manhattan Beach, it was kind of funny. So we started talking because we had a common interest. Start talking about surfing right off the bat. He used to, now Robbin's 2 years older than me. Okay. He was 2 years older. So at the time I was just 20. No, I wasn't even 20. I was 19. I didn't turn 20 until November of 1980. So he would have been almost 22. He'd been about just under 22 because he's about 17 months older than me. And so I'm listening to what he's saying. He's talking about surfing and talking about, I said, well, where are you living now? He said he was living with his sister and her new husband in Manhattan down off of 8th Street. And so I said, 8th Street. I said, that's where I surf. I'd surfed there for years. And he says, well, that's where I surf. And I looked at him and I was like, well, shit, you know, it was just weird. It was weird. And so we started talking about different stuff, and he hadn't been there long. You know, he didn't grow up there. He grew up in La Jolla. And he was telling me about his sisters. He has 2 sisters. And then he was talking about some guys that he jammed with, and he told me he played guitar. Okay. And so at that point, we were friends, basically. So we started talking every time we saw each other. It's just the way it was. It was just interesting. Anyway, if you have a question,
that's awesome, man.
So
that's how I met him. That's basically how we met, you know.
So when did you working at the Whiskey and Rat getting booked there? You guys knew each other.
Rat, all the guys in Rat were all friends before they were in Rat. And it's ironic. The story of Rat is this. It's like you take take 4 or 5 of your close friends, grow up and spend a few years together. You're all musicians. And then you all kind of go your separate ways, and you all end up in the same place, which is LA. All right. And you're all kind of working in the band scene. It did not take them, I would say, within 12 months of this awkward period and they were blowing through guitar players and bass players. I've seen Rat with so many drummers. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And the fact that they all just got back together, it was really kind of a weird kind of a circumstance. And I got a couple of privies from this because I've been able to sit with Robbin a few times and actually hear his thoughts on things as they transpired from 80, 81, 82, 83 into 84. And then, and I'll tell you some stories about that, you know. He was an active guitar player with Stephen Pearcy for years. They jammed. Warren, however, was young, and there was this one band. I believe the name of Robbin's band before the last band he was in before he actually started jamming more or less full time in the late 79 and 80 with Steven, and I guess you could call it Mickey Rat. I guess if you were gonna give it a name, he was playing with Mickey Rat. A band called Phenomenon. I heard him mention the name a couple of times, and there were actually a couple of guys that he jammed with in that band who ended up in other bands. Names elude me. I'm sorry, I'd get it wrong if I tried, but it's ironic just how tight knit those groups are, and how even though California and LA is a big place, musicians in 1980 all kind of found this path back into the clubs, and they kind of just interconnected and reconnected in many ways. Some of them didn't get along, guys.
Happens.
There were a lot more guys who didn't get along with other guys. I'll tell you a quick little story. First time, this is a Robbin story. I'll tell you a story about Robbin. So it's probably, I would say, this is a story from mid 1981. Motley Crue was huge in LA. They were huge, and they were selling everything out they could. Rat was making a name. They had a lot of songs, and it's interesting because the songs that I used to hear in 1980 and 81 from Rat were like, if you could imagine Out of the Cellar, every song on Out of Cellar, but a different version. It's a different version of those songs. They didn't sound the same. The riffs were similar in the songs, but certainly there were no lyrics in many of these situations. The lyrics were changed for other songs.
Right. So
I'd heard all the songs off of Rat, the EP, and Out of the Cellar for a year before they ever morphed into other songs. I've heard like 3 versions of Round and Round, you guys, 3 different versions. And everything on Out of the Cellar is so much better than everything it was before. And the reason is because they were necessarily new songs, but when you put those 5 guys together, they rewrote songs again and reworked them and turned them. And Warren DeMartini was like this jewel, and I swear to God, it was almost like a magic drop that went on that band. And when he started jamming with Robbin elevated to twice as good a guitar player as he was within a year. I say that with no repercussion. Just that's the way it was.
Yeah.
And they had that special thing that they played. And I've heard, there's different people who talk about the thing that Rat did with music, as a blend of this and a blend of that. Let's just say that it was real special, and it caught people's ear, and the success of it is obviously history. So, we'll leave it at that. But that's cool. That's cool. Back in mid 1981, there was a radio station, and you guys can, if you want to, you can Google some of these people I'm talking about and dig into these stories a little more, and you can get some serious entertainment from them if you want. But anyway, here goes. There was a radio station, KMET, back in the 80s. And there was a guy called the Young Marquis. He was a very late, kind of like I'm trying to think of one of those late night, the King Biscuit Flower Hour came on very late at night. Well, he was very similar to that. Yep. And he had this guy named Stanley, and then he had a cast of characters that would come on, and they would do modern versions of old, like radio vaudeville kind of skits on the radio. It's very retro. And very early 1980s. Okay.
The King Biscuit Flower Hour. Why have I never heard of that?
I don't know.
I like the way that sounds, but I've never heard of that.
I believe it's internationally syndicated, and it's been around for
the King Biscuit Flower Hour.
Yeah. They played it a lot locally here on the East Coast.
Yeah. It's still a thing. It's still a thing,
It's like it was like a late Sunday night radio thing. Yeah, go ahead, Charles.
Yeah. Oh, well, anyway, so
I never heard of it.
Well, Rat's playing an after party, and and all the guys from the crew, hell, Don Dawkin went to this party. All right, this was a party, guys. Lady named Michelle Noval was her name, and she was an actress and a radio personality. She actually, if you in the 70s remember Adam 12 and Emergency,
hell yeah,
2 TV shows, right?
Loved.
If you're my age, you grew up with that stuff. Well, she played one of the nurses in the series. She was one of the nurses. And so, for instance, she wasn't the star. She was one of the background characters, but she was a regular on the show for years, as long as the show. And she was married to a director. I don't remember his name. But at the time of this party, they were getting divorced, and she was throwing a party. And so she invited the band over. So there were the rat parties at Michelle Laval's house in the Hollywood Hills. And while we're at the party, just to tell you, this is the kind of guy Robbin Crosby was. If a fight broke out and he happened to know the two people who were fighting, he would throw himself in between these two and he would make them fight him before they could fight each other. If that makes any sense. If you want to fight him, you're going to fight me. And so you're not going to fight because I'll kick the shit out of both of you. That was his kind of persona. And he was huge. Some people say he was 6'5". He was not. He was 6'3.5". He was about a half inch taller than me, and I was 6'3". He wore cowboy boot heels a lot. That elevated him about 1.5 inches, and people thought he was 6'5". Okay. But anyway, so this fight breaks out, and he does exactly what I just described. Okay, in the kitchen of Michelle's house. And there was every actor in Hollywood that you could think of at this thing. There was 250, 300 people in this lady's house. Wow. When you come up the hill, I don't know if you guys have ever been in the Hollywood Hills and seen the homes, but you pull up a canyon. It's just this curved canyon. All you see is like a garage door and a garage and then a front door. And you don't realize that there's this massive 3-tier house that goes down and there'll be, it's just really very nice in many of the locations up there. And so I'm there, and I'm with my my Gwen, my girlfriend. I was dating one of the waitresses, and Robbin breaks this fight up, and that's one of the first times I'd ever seen him get angry. And the fight was between Stephen Piercy and oh God, oh shit. I'll think of his name and I'll come back to it. Anyway, he breaks this fight up, and as we're talking, Michelle comes over, and she's thanking him and everything. For those of you who may have heard, Robbin and Tawny Katane were a thing off and on for years. Okay, and so that's the first time I ever met Tawny. They knew each other, but they hadn't seen each other for a while. Robbin was actually dating Susie, another waitress from the Whiskey. And I will never forget the look on his face. I will never forget the look on his face. He looked at me and he says, "What am I going to do?" And I said, "Dude, I have no idea, man." I said, "But you're on your own, pal." And so anyway, the long story short, that was sort of getting to the end of where he was dating Susie, and him and Tawny started up again. Now, Tawny was his girlfriend in high school, and they're the cutest freaking couple you guys have ever seen. I shit you not. These two are the cutest couple. See, Tawny's not a tall girl. You guys think of her when you think of her in the Whitesnake videos and stuff, you think of this. It looks like she's tall.
They moved to LA at the same time with each other.
Yeah, exactly right. I was going to go. That's where I was going to go. He had told me some stories about Tawny, and he loved that girl. He loved that girl. He had to, because he talked about her all the freaking time. The subject of Tawny Katane came up all the time. So
Robbin and Stephen and Tawny were from San Diego.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. She went to high school with Robbin.
And she moved up there with them, though, is the thing. Mm-hmm. She did a lot of stuff in her career, but she came up there with them. But she came up there. She moved after school with Robbin. Yeah. When Robbin and Stephen went to LA. Yeah.
But then they broke up very quickly after that, and they weren't together for a lot of that time.
She was on the cover for Out of the Cellar. She was the cover.
Yes, she was, and she's also on the EP. On the EP, that's her as well.
EP, yeah.
But she's a sweetheart, an absolute sweetheart. And it was funny watching it. You know, I wish I could give you guys a picture of that party and all the people that were there, but watching these people interact was just priceless.
I can imagine.
Priceless.
Man, I wish I was there.
I'm trying to think of who it was that Stephen was fighting with. You guys will...
Was it an actor or another musician?
No, it's another rocker. Another
Okay.
rocker. Anyway, I'll think of it. I promise I will think of it. And
That's
The
cool.
guitar player for
no, it was another lead, it was another lead singer, and I can't think of his name. He's a lead singer.
LA.
I don't want to dwell on it. I'll come back to it. And so anyway, that party lasted for about 3 days.
Oh,
Oh,
my
man.
God.
Jeez.
So anyway, here's the funny thing about that I remember about Robbin the very, very most. He's the guy who actually looked at the stage and said, I want to be that guy, and did it.
That's cool.
He did it. And getting to watch him do it was really, really special. He did it in a different way. Part of it was just the sheer fact that he got with the right guys at the right time. That was almost magical. It really was, because I watched Rat go. Look, Rat was going down the road of snow. Okay, they were going down the road of snow, and after being a band in LA and especially with the same band, kind of just keeping the same thing going and not really moving forward, it can get very discouraging, and a lot of guys give up. You know, you don't hear about guys putting. I gotta say this: the reason Rat is successful is because of Stephen Pearcy. Period. He didn't give up. He just kept on and on and on. And the irony of it, the funniest thing from my point of view is looking at it is that all the guys were right there with him the whole freaking time. Yeah. They all were friends. And it's just kind of funny. It's just funny to me the way that all occurred. One time I'm up at the Roxy,
and timing too.
One time I'm up at the Roxy, and Mario is walking me around, and I always just cherish the moments I spent with Mario one-on-one. And he was talking about having live shows in the parking lot behind the Roxy. And they had done it in the past, but it just always seemed that depending on what it was always from a security standpoint, it was a pain in the butt. It's not on the street, but it's off the street. Parking is a problem because that's the parking lot. It was just always a pain. And he was talking about it with me, and Robbin was up at he was at the Rainbow Club with Steven and just a couple other guys. I think Tommy Lee was with them at the time. And they came walking out, and, Mario just loved those guys. You want to talk about a group of guys Mario loved. Between the Rat and Crew, I couldn't tell you which one he loved more. Because Rat literally took Motley Crue's place as the house band at the Whiskey when Motley Crue left. They literally, in fact, there was a morph where they overlapped, and they were both the house band. But he comes over, and he's saying hi to the guys and everything. And I look over, and I'm looking at Robin Williams over Robbin Crosby's shoulder. And Robin Williams, the comedian, is leaning against the back door of the Roxy. And so I'm looking, and I'm thinking, God damn, I'm looking at two Robins. What are the odds on that? I'll never forget that shit, because I'm much less. And by the way, Robin's name is actually Robinson. It's Robinson. Lance is his middle name. So Robinson Lance Crosby is his actual full name. So everybody called him Robinson.
Hey, man, you gave away our trivia question.
Well, you gotta let me know, bro.
Damn, dude. I gotta. No, I'm kidding.
I gotta know the. That's a good job.
I'm kidding.
That's a good one. So
the family had different names, like you said. Two sisters.
It was kind of funny because Robin Williams was standing over there, and so all of a sudden, me and Tommy and Mario Maglione and Robbin Crosby and Stephen Piercy all walk over to Robin Williams. And I'm standing there, I'm looking, I said, shh, this is Robin fucking, I hadn't seen him before. But he did shows at the Roxy, but I was always working, and I'd hear about it later. Because he'd show up. He would just show up one night and do 45 minutes and leave.
I met him once. He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's one person I missed a lot too.
Yeah.
Robin Williams, fantastic. Person.
Yeah.
But,
And so anyway, we're standing there talking. I used to love just sitting as a fly on the wall, you guys. I would sit and watch everybody talk and just enjoy myself. It was a lot of fun. You know? And so anyway, what else you want to hear? What else you want to hear?
I'm sure you got stories for days, man.
I'll talk about the girlfriends. You want to talk about girlfriends? We can talk about girlfriends for a minute. One time,
he said plenty.
So Robin and Tawny are back together. They're back together for a period of time, and Robin's really happy. Their relationship was tumultuous. Okay, it was a roller coaster of just like this. It was crazy, and I only saw a couple of year window of it.
Sure,
got even worse after the White Snake stuff and everything. But we show up at the whiskey one night. Now Robin drives me to work one night. Okay. And for those of you who don't know this, when you think of Robbin Crosby, you think of a Lamborghini or a Porsche. Okay. Think of this, a shitty blue Chevy Chevette hatchback with Robbin Crosby sitting in the front seat. Okay. That's exactly the picture that you would get, because he looked like a rock star and he drove
awesome, man.
That's blue Chevy Chevette hatchback.
That's what I learned to drive stick shift in.
Well, we get to the club, and it didn't run all that great either. It was a little shaky, but my car was in the shop. And so we get to the club. It's a Motley Crue weekend. It just so happens. And I come in the back door, and I'm looking, and there's Vince and Tommy sitting halfway up the stairs. Oh, you guys don't like this story. This is a good story. Tommy and Vince are sitting up about halfway up the stairs, and they're just kind of huddled next to each other, kind of like they're whispering to one another. And they have this look of just dread on their face, like you know, just like their world had come to an end. I mean, these guys look depressed.
Yeah.
And so me and Robin we walk up the stairs, and I'm standing, Robin's on my left, and I'm standing looking at Tommy, and there's Vince right there, and we're all looking, what's up? And Tommy looks up and with this just look, he goes, bro, man, we got some hard decisions. Now, this was the end of 1981. And Vince looked up and he said, yeah, Chuck, he says, and he looks over at Robin and he says, man, we got to break up with our girlfriends. And I looked at fucking these guys and I said, I want you guys to know something. These girls were not just pretty. They were wonderful girls. These girls were wonderfully smart and articulate and funny. And for a guy like me, had one of these girlfriends as a girlfriend, I would not only want to marry her, but I would want to have a family. These are beautiful women, and they took really good care of these boys. I knew them for like a year before this conversation. And I looked at them and I said, are you out of your fucking mind? What are you talking about? And we're talking about Beth and fucking Debbie. I mean, these are their first girlfriends. These are like, and they look at me just as straight up guys. And this is what they say. There is no way that we're going to be able to be faithful and true to these girls, because we truly feel that we're going to make it. And then they had got the vibe. See, this is where they had finally got the vibe where they were going to make it. They were selling places out. They sold out fucking the country club, dude. That's 1,000 people. This boom, sold it out. No problem. And so there was turmoil going on with their management. The boys were going through a lot of shit. They were really, their emotional roller coaster was high. And they had really hard decisions they had to make. Now, I'm going to tell you, my whole life, I've thought about this. I couldn't imagine breaking up with either of these girls. I couldn't even fathom it. But they had come to the decision that this is something that they had to do. One, because they didn't want to just cheat on them, and they knew they were not going to be faithful to them. They weren't going to get married to him. In fact, that's what Vince said to me. He said, Charles, I'm not going to marry these girls. I'm not going to marry Beth. He was talking about Beth. I couldn't fucking believe it. And he says, I'm not going to be able to marry her. I want to do this. I'm going to be a rock and roller. I want to make it as far as I can. And they didn't know. I mean, they didn't know. There was no Too Fast for Love, the remastered version yet. And they were 6 months out of really knowing where their destiny was headed. So it was a weird time. And so anyway, so I'm standing next to Robbin, and the whole point of this story is Robbin, who is, he had girl problems too, right? Now, I had none of the problems these boys had. Number one, I was not nearly as good looking. Number two, I was not a musician. And number three, I loved the girl I was with, and we were talking marriage and shit. I mean, we were. That's how I was. That's
I don't know about that first part, Charles. I think you're pretty.
No, I'm sorry.
I bet if I asked some people back in the day, I think you'd
Robbin
be shocked.
Crosby and Tommy Lee are a couple of the most handsome fucking guys you will ever see, especially when they were in their early 20s. They were pretty awesome. Anyway, so I look at Robbin, and Robbin looks at me, and the first thing out of his mouth, he looks down at Vince. He says, I don't think you got the balls.
That's hilarious.
Just like that. And Vince looked up and he said, no, man, it's going to happen. And Tommy looked at just as serious a look on his face he ever had. And he says, no, we're doing it, and we're doing it tonight.
Oh, man.
I said, tonight? Fuck you guys, you're doing a show. You're doing this tonight? We got to do it. We got to do it tonight. And they did. They did.
Wow.
And the biggest bummer is I'm standing backstage, and Robbin was there. A bunch of people were there. All the guys from Rat, a bunch of guys were there. And I'm standing there with Beth and Debbie, and I'm knowing what's going to happen. And I love those girls. We were very friendly. I met Beth's sister. And so that was a tough night for me. I knew it was going to happen. I kept saying in the back of my mind, it's probably not going to happen. I don't think they're going to go through it. No, they did. And it was a defining moment in their lives. It was. They made a decision. I've never seen anything like it. It was crazy to me. But it made perfect sense to them.
Let me ask you something, Charles. So you're working at the whiskey. Rat gets signed, and they make it. When did you lose track?
I was friends with
Robbin.
Well, we were friends till the day he died. We're still friends today. We've always been friends. But the last time I actually was with him and speaking with him would have been 86 or 87. Around 86 or 87. We lost track, Interesting. Here's a funny one. And you'll like this. So it's the middle of 19, it's around maybe 86 now. Whenever Ace Frehley's Comet came out, whenever that album came out, I don't think it was 86 or something. He was touring with it. And Anton Fig was his drummer. He was touring with Y&T, and they did a show at the Wiltern Theater. Neil Daly, a little shout out to Neil, the Wiltern Theater. And so anyway, I go to my mom's house, and I happen to be with my friend Jeff. Jeff, if you hear this, I love you, brother. And my mom says to me, and I'm not living there, so I show up, and we're there to eat. That's what we're there to do, is get some food. And my mom says to me, she says, Robbin called. Now this is the time of landlines, with the phone on the wall and the spiral cord that goes 20 feet. Okay, this is what we're talking about, guys.
Hell yeah.
And Robbin called, and so the message she gives me is there's a show, and I need to go to it, and it's to see Halley's Comet. Halley's Comet is what she writes, right? And I'm looking and I'm saying Halley's Comet. Now it took me a while to make the connection, about an hour or so. I'm looking at it and I'm, no phone number, no callback number, anything, just a message. And so anyway, I put two and two together. It takes me a little bit, and the light bulb goes off, and I realize this is Ace Frehley's Comet's what we're talking about. Thank you, Mom, right? They're coming to the Wiltern Theater. I go down to Jeff's house. I pull out the newspaper. I'm looking, Ace Frehley's Comet, boom, boom, boom. That's all the message said. I called the box office. I asked them, I said, hey, is it possible I have some tickets on will call? No, there were no tickets for me on will call. I'm like, okay, well, now I'm working, guys. At this time, I'm a firefighter. Okay, so I'm on shift work. I'm not hanging out on the strip anymore. My life has completely taken another path.
Yep.
And anyway, we go to the show. I go to Ace Frehley's Comet and Y&T. I actually was there more to see Y&T than I was Ace Frehley's Comet. I'm sorry to guitar hacking you guys. I do have a story though. I'm going to tell here in a second, a Kiss story that you may like. Anyway, so I'm at the show and Y&T is played. Me and my friend Jeff, we go to the show. We're there. We're standing maybe 4 feet from the stage. We walked our way up. We worked our way in, and Y&T is done. They've played their set, and I was depressed because they didn't play very good. They had Leonard Hayes was not there. He wasn't drumming for him anymore, and they had this other kid up there, and it wasn't the same kind of a drummer. He was a different drummer, and it just didn't vibe. And it was one of the worst Y&T shows I'd ever seen.
Really?
And
wow.
And so I'm standing there, and so the lights are up, and it's between the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this guy behind me, he gets my attention, and he's pointing. He says, "Hey, man, somebody's yelling to you. Somebody's yelling to you." Now, if you've ever been to the Wiltern Theater, there's a mezzanine on the back that skirts the entire back. So if you turn around from the stage, it's maybe 100, maybe 150 feet off the stage, maybe not even that far. There's a large mezzanine, and it's a real beautiful old theater. It's old theater. And I can hear this screaming. Everybody's screaming. The place is loud, right? But I look up on the very first row of the mezzanine, and I see Tawny Katane, and she's screaming and she's waving her arms, right? And so I look right to her right, and I see Robbin doing the same shit. He's waving his arms.
Yeah.
And so Robbin was at the fucking show. And so I'm working my way up. We meet each other at the thing, boom, boom. I hadn't seen him in years. We spent about 15, 20 minutes talking and hanging. We watched Ace Frehley's Comet.
Nice.
After the show, we got backstage. I met Peter Criss.
Oh,
that's the
sweet.
only rock star I met. And the only reason I met him, it was such a zoo backstage that if you've never been there, you enter on the right-hand side of the stage, you go up a little flight of stairs, and then you're literally in the backstage area, and it just carries you through to two hallways that split off. Well, there was a little bathroom off one of the hallways, and it was so crowded. Me and Jeff were just kind of there, and I was just kind of leaning up against the wall, I'm the tall guy. I got out of the way. And the bathroom door opens, and here comes Peter Criss comes walking out of the bathroom. It's a miracle I recognized him, because most of my memories of Peter Criss were as a cat. Right. Especially in 1986. Okay. They had only been in mass for a few years then. And, but he came walking out of the bathroom, and I was respectful when I saw him, and I said, my God, you're Peter Criss. And he's, yes, I am. He said, and he reached out to shake my hand, and he had hand problems. I'd heard about it for years, that his hands were, and so I went to shake his hand, and I just so very gently took his hand with both of my hands, and I just looked in his eyes and said, man, you're fucking awesome. And
he just peed too.
Right, yeah, he did. Who gives a shit? It's Peter Criss, man.
Damn, he just peed and didn't wash his hands.
And he went up on stage. Charles. He went up on stage. He went up on stage and played Deuce.
Cool.
With Ace's band. It was
nice.
Really killer. It was, so I went to see Y&T. Y&T really didn't deliver, and Ace Frehley's Comet was absolutely killer. And I got to see Robbin. I got to spend quite a bit of time hanging with him. He was with a few other people, and these were high rollers. They were high rollers. They were way out of my league. I'll just say it like that. He was the king at that time. And
You're a high roller, dude. Come on,
not
man.
like these guys.
Yeah,
No,
I think
no.
That's
And
the high roller down there.
You don't give yourself enough credit, man.
And but they were very nice, and I was very polite, and we all talked a little bit. And that's the last time I ever saw him, personal one-on-one. I saw him the last time I ever laid eyes on him was at a concert in '89 with Warrant, and it's also the last time I saw Janie Lane.
Wow.
Ironically,
At the same time. Wow.
Yeah. And so there was a whole decade of the '90s that I kept. Now I had heard that he was ill for the better part of a decade before he actually was out there publicly talking about it.
Yeah. Well, it's good that he could keep it quiet, though.
Well, there's things that I can't talk about. I just won't. The personal to his family and things. And just because I know something doesn't mean I should necessarily talk about it.
Robbin did.
He was very public at the end. Very public. And then actually after his death, a few years later, they did I forget what it was called, but it was an interview that he did. They didn't, show it until a few years after his death. But that being said, one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. Flat out.
Yeah. It was a shame at the end that we didn't really hear about this until later, but you started seeing all of his guitars showing up on the internet all over the place, and I'll show this card for the.
So
you see all
it's interesting,
guitars.
I see this picture, and this is the late '80s Robbin you're looking at right there. That's somewhere in the mid to late '80s. He didn't have all those guitars when I knew him, but there's one guitar in that bunch that I've played half a dozen times. And I don't know. I wish you guys might want to guess which one it is. I wish it was maybe something I could give you if you could guess, but
it's got to be a V. I wish it was one of the big red, in the back.
Yeah.
Or the white one, but.
Well, he had two guitars at the time. One was a black. One was a black Firebird.
Don't tell them. Don't tell them.
And it'll
watch
be a trivia
what you're
question
saying.
Somewhere. Yeah.
So, which guitar here, kids?
I actually watched him write two songs.
Nice.
Well,
you get one guess each.
Write two songs on one of those guitars. They weren't exactly the version that you're on Out of the Cellar, but they're very close, and they're signature Robbin Crosby riffs.
Yeah.
But I could tell you one of them. Can I tell him one of them?
No, let's go to the chat, Charles. Let's take a breather.
Go to the videotape. So it could be the Red V, Firebird, 12 string.
He would wear that guitar, the one I'm talking about. The very first time I saw him at the Whiskey, he was standing at the top of the stairs wearing that guitar.
Nice.
Yeah.
While the Gibson, there's a few Gibsons, Dan. While they're guessing, let's show the picture again.
Yeah.
And not give them any hints.
And if you say the Gibson, you got to be specific. You got to say this one or that one. And it's funny. It's funny. There's another guitar that is not really in this picture. If it's in it, Well, I can say this because it's not the one we're talking about for trivia, but in the lower left-hand corner, all the way to the left, I believe that's a black Firebird, and you just can't really tell what it is. But that was one of his guitars, also, I believe. He only had two he had three, he had an acoustic as well, but he had two main electric guitars that he had then, and one of them he wrote a riff on it. I watched him play the riff several times. He actually tried to teach it to me, but I didn't have the ability to play it.
Wild.
Hey, Jacob
Now-
Bedingfield's in the chat. Holly Lewis. Hey, Holly, it's good to see you.
Now, Robbin had quite a lot of guitars, a lot of Firebirds, and he
I went into Guitar Center with him once. A couple of times I went in Guitar Center with him on Sunset, and he always gravitated to the oddly shaped guitars. I call them oddly shaped because everybody was playing
Strat.
well, we were playing, or Strat style guitars. Everything
Right.
was modded. Everybody wanted to mod their guitar. That was the whole thing in the day, right? But I remember him telling me two things. This is two things he told me. He didn't like regular guitars. He always wanted something that he loved. First of all, he loved to play the Firebird. He liked the neck on it. He loved the way he looked with another type of guitar, with another one, but he made a flat comment. He said to me, he said, you see all these guitars? And in those days, Guitar Center there was flipping guitars everywhere. He said, none of these are any good. Not one of these. And I said, why? And because you see this? And he pointed to the trim systems. And he said, this will not hold tune. It will not keep tune. You just constantly tune your guitar and you can't play the damn thing. And one of the most frustrating things he said to me. And exactly that same thing is the same thing that pissed me off when I finally learned how to play guitar and bought a guitar that had a Floyd on it that was not a real Floyd that worked because it was made of inexpensive metal. And yeah.
So let me say this, Charles. So and I want to show this again.
And I did see some answers in the chat, and I did see a correct answer in the chat.
Okay.
I saw one because you were flashing a few of them, and I saw the correct answer.
All right. So who is the correct answer then?
I believe, unless someone before Jacob Bedingfield said the V with the black pick guard right by his right foot, essentially, the one we're talking about in the front, that's the correct answer.
Nice.
Okay.
So I said, but I let you do that, Tony, because
I'm the black V. Right on. Okay.
well done, bro. Well done.
Very
All
cool.
right.
That's the guitar that he wore the very first time I saw him with a guitar. That's what he was wearing. And it was his baby. And the fact that it's still in that photo at his foot, priceless.
Right. Now,
That's awesome.
these guitars, and he had a lot of them.
He had more guitars than what you're seeing there. That's just
right.
But he had a lot of guitars.
But so Robbin had a lot of Firebirds. Now, all of a sudden, you started seeing a bunch of his guitars on the internet.
Yeah.
But you didn't know about this until later. But at the end, Robbin was such in a state that people were just walking off with his stuff. And yeah.
Wow.
And a lot of his stuff got gone.
Yeah.
and we saw a lot of it online.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So T, there's a couple other things we gotta highlight tonight. I don't know which one you want to talk about first. You want to talk about some new stuff that you got? Do you want to talk about the upcoming ice jump that I'm doing? Or trivia? Got a lot of things to do.
Let's talk about your jump if I can find it. Let me see where it is. Right here.
Here's a picture of one of them. One of the
Goodness, Brendan.
My wife
That's
and I
crazy.
we had costumes on, and yes, I'm wearing a tutu.
There it is.
That's one.
Nobody rocks a tutu like you, Brendan. You did good, bro.
But see the one on my KMT. You can't really tell it's a tutu, but yeah, we're wearing kind of the same thing. And I have my my Pure Imagination T-shirt, my Willy Wonka T-shirt on, because Gene Wilder did have Alzheimer's. So, and that's basically, I'm gonna be blurry now. Damn it. Anyway, cut that out.
I'm trying to shake it up so you won't be blurry.
I know it doesn't work that way, but there he goes. So,
there you go.
yeah. So, I mean, this is the cool logo, right? For our SubZero Heroes Ice Jump. It moved from February 5th, which actually would have been next Saturday, to March 12th. So still have some time. There's a link in the chat and down below if you want to support me or if you want to support someone else. Remember somebody
down below. It's in the first spot.
Excellent cause.
SubZero Heroes. So when they go there, Brendan, and click on, what are they clicking, dude?
So they're gonna click that link. What I'm gonna actually click that link right here, and I'll tell you what comes up. So I'm in the chat. I'm clicking the link. So what's gonna come up is my name and my team name, and then how much I've earned, and then there'll be a button that says "Donate to support me," and you just click that button, and then you can select a gift amount. There's a couple of set amounts, or you can enter your own, and there's no minimum limit. So you can, if you want to give 50 cents, I don't care. Anything is great. Anything is great. And you can, at the bottom all the way down, there's a place where you can, you put your name or tribute as you would like it to appear publicly. So you can put whatever you want in there. What we want to do, right?
You can add a note, though.
Yeah, basically, yeah. You can put your name if you want it to show up,
let you know who you are.
Right. So what we wanted to do, right, T, was if you click the $120 gift amount and put your name down at the bottom there and SMYP, you'll be entered into a contest for the giveaway, which I'm not going to talk about yet, but it'll be worth it. I promise you.
You're worth every dime
that we will be giving away. Sometime after the jump, before the jump. I'm not sure yet. So, but when it gets closer, we'll talk about it. But yeah.
So you'll be in the drawing.
Yes.
If you click the 120.
And you don't have to. I'm not saying you have to, but it would,
Yeah.
If you do, there's a special incentive for you to do so.
Yes, it goes to a wonderful cause.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, something I'm very passionate about. I've been doing this since 2010. So my wife works for the Alzheimer's Association. She's been working there 22 years, and just the people that we've met and have helped through, and the money that's been raised to help awareness for this disease, and research. It's just it's amazing. It's an amazing cause. It's a horrible disease, and I do hope that we eradicate it at some point. It's tough. It's tough. But I will say we've in that time since we started doing this jump, we've raised over $800,000 towards it so far. So it's
so you and the missus are once again gonna leap into the cold waters.
You betcha.
So each year, what's the costume this year?
It's not telling you. You'll have to wait and see.
Uh-oh.
So I may pop in. I may pop in on a live stream that maybe Tea Cake will be recording.
We may be live.
So for a little bit.
That'd be great.
It depends. They're still working out. Right now it's still on. And I think it's going to stay. But we may be staggering because of COVID rule. We didn't jump last year. So this year, I'm glad they pushed it forward a little bit, but they may do something. They may stagger it a bit, so there'll be just a certain amount of people jumping. But it'll be cold. It'll still be fun. It'll still be awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Can't wait to get in that cold water.
Excellent, man. Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that link is right down below.
Yep.
And
like I said, any little bit helps. So.
Yes.
And there's no pressure, none at all.
Yeah.
I truly appreciate it.
Wonderful, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So thanks, T.
And that is March the 12th.
March the 12th. Yep. And I'm not sure when I'm going to be jumping because, like I said, it may be staggered. And
so what day of the week's that on?
That's a Saturday. It's always a Saturday. Yeah, always a Saturday.
Maybe we'll do something. Maybe you can say, here, little kid, hold this while I jump.
Oh, I could definitely have somebody do that. That's easy. That's easy enough.
That's funny.
Yeah, it'll be good.
So how long are you actually in the water?
I'm going to say probably less than 30 seconds. So that sounds long, but it's really not. I mean, what I do personally is I'll walk around outside for about a half hour before I have to jump in just my, t-shirt and bathing suit and stuff, just acclimating. Doesn't matter how cold it is. Like I said, if I could suffer a little bit, like suffer for a couple hours and to help somebody from suffering their entire life, I'll do it. So walk around, hang out. And what we used to do is we used to line up in this big long line because last time we jumped in person was 2 years ago. There was over 200 people jumping.
Wow.
So yeah, and it's quick. I mean, you jump and you get your ass out of the water as quick as you can.
Yeah,
but you're in there.
You're well taken care of. There's blankets. There's EMTs. There's you have what you have is the hero. The SubZero hero itself, which is you, and then you can have a sidekick. And they usually hold your towel, your clothes or whatever. And there's EMTs. There's water rescue people. They're in the water with us. They're in these dry suits. So they're in there. There's like 4 or 5 of them in the water. So you're really in no danger. And you jump in and they kind of direct you how to go and they help you out. And then you go, we have two warming trailers. You go in there and you change, you get out. So when Is there any preparation that you do at all just to get ready? Or I guess my big question is, when you jump in, I know it's not for long, but are you in fact cold as hell?
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you ever fall on the ice playing ice hockey?
No.
Okay. So
No.
anybody that's done that, that's
I
what you feel like. But
yeah.
your adrenaline is so high at that point that you really, it does take the breath out of you. But and
So there's no way to prep to get away from being cold as
you
hell.
just got to do it. I mean, even when you're swimming in the summer and you don't want to jump in because you think the water's cold, that immediate feeling, it's kind of the same times 100. So,
Times 100 is
Wow.
the problem.
yeah.
Wow.
But honestly, it's it's not that bad because you're in, you're out, you're getting dry, you're having hot chocolate, you're having chili, you're having some food, you can have a couple of pops there, if you want. So whatever warms you up.
That would be
Um,
mandatory.
Yeah. So it's not as bad as you think, and everybody is there. Everybody else is doing it, so you don't feel like you're pressured into doing it. You're like, they can do it. Just get in there. The hardest part is waiting in your turn. Because you see everybody jumping in, and you're like, So, but yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Instant shock.
Yeah, but it clears your mind really quick. So,
Oh, I bet.
Every thought.
Exactly.
It's the ultimate
Man.
shrinkage. Shrinkage. So,
That's crazy. Well, it's a good cause, Brendan.
It is.
Man.
It's a great cause. So, and I'll continue to do it as long as they have it. So I mean, they were in danger of losing that fundraiser for a while. So I'm glad they didn't. So
yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, cool, dude.
It is cool.
Yeah, maybe we'll do something in the afternoon that day here on the channel.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We'll see. Yeah,
that'd be awesome. That would be awesome.
Glad it's not me.
Could be you.
No.
It could be.
No.
If we go to
right, if we have not me right there.
Come on, man. We have like if there's a concert up here that you're up here for right around that jump time, and you're staying at the house.
No.
Hey Tony, I need you to drive me over to this event.
No, I'll be taking pictures of you.
Bring your bathing suit, T. I got a question for you. Can you swim?
No.
I got a blow up little turtle I can give you, or no, that won't, not making it any better.
No.
How about a blow up Eddie Van Halen guitar? Would that help?
No.
Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll get one of those. I know they make them. Maybe I'll jump with one of those this year.
There you go.
Well, thank you, Mr. Sala. That'd be
awesome.
Make
a splash, dude. Make a splash.
Well, definitely. There's been a couple times where I've done a belly flop flat out, like flat out. So I don't know that I'll do that this year, but see how the back feels.
I don't. So what do you jump off of?
A dock. So there's a dock that is out in the middle of the lake during the summer when they swim in it, and then when it starts to get cold, they bring it closer to the shore to right about where we are, and then there's like a little walkway that we put out to it. So you're jumping in about 4 feet of water. So.
And how thick is the ice?
And that really depends. It can be as thick as like a foot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I mean, it's enough to hold a bunch of people. But yeah,
that just tells you how cold the water is.
Oh, it's cold. It's 36 degrees. It's 37 degrees. So yeah, man. But yes, it is the ultimate adrenaline rush, like Keith Campbell says.
I'm sure.
Yeah, man. Hey, we haven't done trivia yet.
No,
Do you know?
haven't.
We're having a good show. Kind of like forget what you're doing.
Yeah. So we're going to give the second backstage pass to the winner.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to join us right after this show.
2 weeks. I believe that's 2 weeks away already.
For this.
Very cool, man. Very cool.
Yep. We'll put that one aside for somebody. But yeah, so let's take care of a few things before we dive into trivia.
Bow, bow, bow.
All right.
Nice.
What you got there?
Okay, so on the new front, I thought it was neat that it had a rat on one side.
Riggedy
rat.
Riggedy rat.
The rat had a roadie. Guy's name was Mike. And Steven actually flipped the bill to have the very first rat T-shirts printed. They were white T-shirts with a red rat, and then the name Rat was in black.
Oh, nice.
And Steven flipped the bill. He got them made. He had about, I don't know, maybe 2 dozen or so in a box in the number 2 dressing room at the top of the stairs at the Whiskey. Mike came out and he runs up to me and he goes, Chuck, he goes, what size are you, man? And I said, I take a 2X. And he goes, here. And he throws me this T-shirt. And I'm looking at it and I said, is this a rat T-shirt? He goes, yeah, this is the band's first T-shirt. And I said, oh, this is great. Thank you, dude. And then Steven came out of the fucking dressing room and he comes walking up to me and he walks up to Mike and he looks at Mike with the most pissed look on his face. And he says, listen, man, he says, I got to pay for these T-shirts. We need to sell them, not give them away. And so I'm feeling all embarrassed, right? And I'm like, oh, man, Steven, it's cool, bro. I'll pay for it. I'd like to have one. And he looks at me and he goes,
not you.
Chuck, I want you to have one, man. And I said, thank you, Steven. I really appreciate it. And so he goes back in and he was bitching again. And he says, man, I got to sell these T-shirts. I can't be giving them away. I bet you money he didn't break even on the T-shirts. That's all I'm saying.
Not you, buddy. You can have one.
I wish I still had the darn thing. That T-shirt actually went to my girlfriend, Gwen.
Oh, man.
She ended up getting that T-shirt and
Gwen,
an original Whiskey A Go-Go T-shirt.
Gwen, give it back, Gwen.
Yeah,
Gwen.
Brendan, she ain't giving them back, buddy.
All right, Charles. So speaking of breaking even, if you can tell me whose name is on the other side of this guitar pick, we'll break even and I'll forget all the money you owe me.
Oh.
Who we talking to?
Whose name?
Who's on the back of that pick?
You want me to guess?
The other side? Yeah.
Yeah, it's you, man.
I'm guessing that's a Warren DeMartini pick. Even though it's a Robbin Crosby show, I'm thinking you might have switched up on me. It's either got Robbin's name or Warren, but I believe that's a Warren pick right there.
I'm going to stump the chat too with the question later, but I've stumped you now. You're not going to believe.
Wow. Tony, where in the hell did you get that?
He got a guy.
I got a guy. All right. So
Wow.
more new stuff on the week.
Oh, nice. New Year's rocking it. Wow.
Whoa, dude, Tony. Wow.
That's cool. Nice.
Man, oh man, dude.
Let's see. This is really old.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, do you see how tight the little flecks are in that pick? That's a very old pick.
Yeah, it's no logo, so it's pre-1970.
I have one of those.
So
Not like that though.
this guitar pick, I found this guitar pick, and this, you guys don't know this, but this guitar pick, it's nothing on this side, but this is it's no longer open, our local music store.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it was. All right. Let me get back. Get back.
Yeah.
Get back to where all right, so and I've got a couple of other cool things I'm gonna show. We got some Robbin Crosby, a bunch of Robbin Crosby guitar picks. But I came across this the other day. I want to show you this, and I'll show you this on this. Y'all know this guitar pick, right?
Yes.
I found one of these with
the goober. A little mistake.
It's one of your Halenville's misprint.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
dude.
wow.
A collector's item.
$50. Starting. No, I'm kidding. No, but I came across that.
Nice.
Yeah, so thank you. Yeah. Yeah. I got some cool Robbin Crosby stuff that
Nice.
I don't break out every day. So we're going to do trivia though.
Yeah, definitely. Someone will be winning something nice. Come hang out with us.
Yeah, dude, on the Super Bowl show.
Mm-hmm.
So on this show right here, the night before the Super Bowl, we're going to be showing you a bunch of guitar picks from acts from the Super Bowl that they had guitar picks made up for that event through the years that I've got a few of. So we'll look at those. And after that, we will gather our winners up. And I can't tell you what else. We will have ourselves a grand time after Show Me Your Pick.
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, kids, are you ready to win this?
Good luck, you guys. Good luck.
If you're the winner, there's an email address down below in the description. Says trivia winners email. Email me your name and address, and I'll mail you your
Prize pack.
backstage pass to join us February the 12th, the night before the Super Bowl, for our Super Bowl Backstage Bash. Yeah, so Dan of New Jersey was our winner last week. He's got the first spot.
Dan crushed it, man.
So we'll see who's got it going on tonight. I got a good question for you.
Great question. Great.
Robbin Crosby and Rat. He didn't even know the answer when I showed him.
That's true. That's true. He got me with this one.
All right, kids. Slot number 2 is going down. Have we got anything else, Brendan? I got some guitar picks in the past, so
I know you got some stuff coming to you in the mail, T. So.
Oh, I do. Okay.
Yeah. You got some of these coming. Some of the new updated design butt cheeks picks.
Those are must have, Brendan. Must have.
Let's see those. Yeah. So that's one side.
Yeah, and the other side has I dropped it. Has my logo on it. Yeah, has my logo. And then I updated the butt cheeks. Got some implants.
You got some quality butt right there.
You did a few squats, so you know.
So wait a second now. Wait a second.
Yes.
Now I've got one of those. Let me take you off of this.
Yeah, I don't think you have one of those yet because I didn't send any out.
I
Not the new ones.
I do. How much?
The new one? That? The new one? Did I send you the new one?
No, but I do have. If I can find it, it's here. Not that one.
There's our trivia music.
There it is. Thank you, Sandra. I do have. Where's it at? There's the regular shaped one. Where's it at, Brandon?
I don't know, man.
God.
What the hell, Tony?
I'm looking, dude. It's in here. But I have one, and it's got your logo on one side, and on the other, it's got. And I can't.
Yeah. That's it right there, brother.
Free bird. No. Where'd my slide go? I lost my slide. I think I knocked my slide on the ground, Charles.
Uh-oh. You know what you got to do?
Oh, well.
You got to find that slide.
Shit. I'll find it. It's a ceramic one. I love my ceramic slides.
Is that a Jackson King V hanging on that wall behind you, Tony?
It is, dude.
Hey, look at that. Where'd the red rocker go?
That is the Robbin Crosby King B.
Nice.
I took notice of it. I just realized it was there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show you in a minute. I'll cut the camera off so in case I knock everything off the damn wall trying to get it off.
That's right. I just knocked everything off my shelf here.
He was so proud of that endorsement, Jackson. Shit.
He should be. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, It's definitely Jacksoned out. We'll show you that here in a minute, but it's badass. Let me get to trivia. Kids, are you ready? Are you ready?
Do this thing.
Robbin Crosby trivia for slot number 2 coming at you now. Get ready to type.
Good luck, guys.
Here we go. Here we go. Robbin played guitar on a track on this rock star's 1990 debut solo album. Hint, it was the 3rd single off this album. Name the rock star.
I'm loving this background music. This is cool.
All right.
See them coming in.
No hints.
Nope.
No hints. He stumped me, guys.
Me too.
He got me.
All right, so while we're still listening to this cool background music, you guys keep an eye on the chat. Because I'm gonna shift gears here, and we are going to, if you want your very own custom guitar picks, Legend Picks, link is in the description. If you want a guitar built, Neil Daly at Daly Custom Designs, his links are down below.
Neil builds really nice guitars, you guys.
Yes, very nice. One for me coming soon. Brendan B. Squared right here handcrafts these cool cigar box guitars. Yes, he does. His links are down below. For those of us with tattoos, ain't the original essential tattoo care high-grade formulas with organic ingredients to hydrate and protect.
Oh,
They are environment and reef safe. Fight the fade. We got
T, we got it. We got it, T.
Who is it?
It's the original Paramutant.
Right on.
Right there, brother. Very nice. Well done.
Way to go.
Well done.
All
Way
right.
to go, sir. Very nice.
The original Paramutant.
That's awesome, brother. Very
Excellent.
Right on. Have you won here before, dude?
I think he has one, but
Leave me your name and address, please. There are a few in the emails, and that'll help me. So thanks. And thank you for being here. Congratulations. Looking forward to hanging out on February the 12th.
yeah. Yeah, there's
with all of us.
There's the email address right there. Sandra put it in the chat, Paramutant. So
Okay.
yeah, we love you guys being here. It's awesome.
cool.
Like I said, it's my
Very
favorite
cool.
part of the weekend. Favorite part of the weekend.
So your answer there, Robbin played guitars on the Blaze of Glory album on the 3rd single that came out. If you know it or not, Never Say Die. John Bon Jovi's first solo album,
Yeah.
1990. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah. Another winner.
Awesome sauce.
Right
Awesome.
on. Okay.
Very nice.
Questions. Yes, Sandra makes the point. Questions are getting better. That was a good question, Tony. That was a really good question. Keith Campbell made a comment, said the question's harder than the one in Halenville. No, Keith, you just know you're Halen. You just know you're Halen, brother.
No, I make them as good as these kids that watch the show, and they are good. So yeah, you got to make them harder and harder all the time. You know, they are sharp. Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool, you guys.
Yeah. But yeah, Robbin did play on that album. He did bounce around and play with a couple of bands. Before
He was getting into
passed.
recording. He was starting to produce. You know, in fact, he had been doing it. Even through the 90s, he was, all through the 90s, he was getting involved in that. He had a lot of plans. It's really unfortunate the way his life took that end. Very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he lived that life just like he said in that last interview. He lived the life of 10 men. Don't cry for him. He, I mean, but yeah, this is not trivia for tonight, but you know this, I'm sure, Charles, but I'll ask you, Brendan, and everybody in chat, do you know who gave Robbin the name King?
Charles Green.
Don't answer right away.
No. I think I had actually heard that somewhere before.
No,
I think it was.
That would stump me. I don't know that.
I don't know. I was thinking it was Walter Burrell, actually, who their manager, but no, I wouldn't gamble that.
There you go.
Nikki did. Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
Yeah,
right
that's
on,
right.
Casey.
That's good.
Oh, cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
Very nice. Let me I'm gonna change this camera. Well, first, before I change the camera, let me just go to this. Let me show you this. And I've shown this once before. But if you haven't seen this, Charles.
Nice.
So this is one of those cards that they used to sign at like in stores.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
And this is 1985.
Mm.
But this is the.
Oh, that's great, Tony.
That's awesome.
That is wonderful.
So you can see at the bottom it's 19, but this is
cool.
That's actually how he signed it. That's Upright.
Yeah,
That's cool.
beautiful. Very nice, brother.
All right. So let's get into another view. Man, whose ass is that?
Cover that up.
Whose ass is that? Yeah.
Oh,
It's
there you go.
his.
There you
my
go.
God. Oh, jeez.
Yes, they do look like.
They're definitely similar, Brendan.
That's pretty
All
muscular,
right.
though. It's a pretty muscular looking butt. Anyway.
All right.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
Oh, God.
So nice
Thanks, Jay Hannon, for that.
So nice and early into the.
Nice pick, brother.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Well, we'll just start there.
Wow.
That's an old pick, bro.
Yes, it is. Nice.
Casey, that's a great story, bro. That's exactly the kind of guy he was.
Right on.
Exactly the kind of guy he was right there.
All right.
That's pretty funny, Keith. I'm sure I could modify one, but
Oh.
yeah, just a little plastic there. Get a little Dremel tool and cut a slot. That's so funny.
Casey, that must have left a huge impression on you at 13 years old, bro. That's a very cool story, dude. Very cool.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, there's got one right there.
Very cool.
All right.
Rat-a-tat-tat.
All right. And there's this one. And this one isn't red like the rest, but
Just as cool.
wait a
Yeah,
second.
man.
I like it.
Back is the deal.
There it is. Nice.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
That'd be a great thumbnail, Tony, right there. Very cool.
Nice.
That's wonderful.
Well,
Yep.
I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's give him something else.
Very cool.
Love it.
We'll call it a day.
Sounds good.
All right.
Let's see which one I get.
Nice.
All right. Okay.
All right.
All right.
I hear puppies.
Yes.
I hear doggies down there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
That right there.
That's so nice.
Yeah. I didn't get this signed. I got this later. But yeah. I've seen a bunch of his stuff in the past 10 years or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a shame. Yeah, I heard a lot of stuff about his last days and how those guitars got gone and, not cool. So, um, but yeah. All right. So where are it? Am I missing anything? B?
I don't think so.
I don't believe so.
All right.
You had the links down there. We talked about the jump, gave the pick away. You showed some new stuff. I think we got it all in.
All right.
Got the thumbnail.
I saw, I think it might have been Keith in the chat asking about Quentin James trivia. Do you want to address that at all, Tony? Or I wish we were doing it every single show.
Yeah,
That's my stance on the
we'll
whole thing.
we'll be doing. I'm waiting on more
Yeah.
It'll come.
picks.
It'll
Yeah.
come back.
Exactly. We're waiting on picks.
We need a refresh.
So
yeah, we'll revisit it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah. Everybody wants a Quentin James pick.
Must have, dude. Must have.
And I have one left. And I'm not giving it away.
No, and I've got a couple, but I don't want to give them up either.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Look at that.
Nice.
It's a quarter.
That's a quarter.
Yeah, it's a quarter. Was a quarter.
It was a quarter.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna drop this in the Coke machine.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah, no. But a couple of things before we get gone. But first, let's bring in our lovely co-producer,
There she is.
Sandra.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Hang on.
Mm.
Okay.
Hello there.
Hi.
There she is.
Oh shit!
What's up, fuckers?
Yeah. fuckers.
Gotcha.
Hey. Hi. Good
So
show
thank
tonight.
you, babe.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. Yeah, this was a good episode. Charles, you just mesmerize people when you start telling stories. It's
I
hard to not listen.
Thanks for letting me run my mouth, you guys. I appreciate it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.
I get
Always.
feeling like, oh,
It's
fuck,
all
I'm
about
listening
rock
to
and
it
roll,
right
you
now.
guys.
You got a
That's
lot of
so
great
cool,
stories,
Sonia.
man. You've seen a lot of stuff and a
Yeah.
lot of people.
Yeah, just really cool to listen to.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing them.
I'm glad
Yes.
you
Chat, thank you for sharing your
Always a
time with
treat.
us. We love
Love
that
you, chat.
spend it here
Love
with
you
us on
guys.
Saturdays. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Make sure you check out all our friends' links in the description, please. And that's I'm gonna shut up now.
Yes. So
Back
please
again.
and have a great weekend. Keep our friend Tommy
We
in
love you, Tommy.
your
Get well, brother.
prayers.
Hashtag prayers for Tommy.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
And yes, it is not.
No, it's not.
Screenshot that.
That's right.
That's
Right there,
right.
Tommy. Love you,
All
brother.
right, Tommy. Yes. So we'll keep the peace sign lit.
Yep.
Until Tommy comes back.
Yes, we will.
Dude.
There he is.
Get
That's
your
it.
ass back here.
Yeah, Tommy.
As
Super
quickly
fast.
as you can, brother.
Yeah, man. We're praying for you, man. We love you.
Yeah.
Love you, Tommy.
Yeah, absolutely.
We miss you.
Mhm.
So and so keep in mind that we do have something to tell you about the SubZero Heroes jump. If I can find the where is it? It's never
It's never right there.
It's never right there. Never. I got everything else in the world, but it's never.
That's okay.
Where it's at, but when you need it, you can't find it.
God damn. There it is.
That's for sure.
All right. So
there we go.
make your donation. If you hit the 120 option, okay,
links down below.
There's going to be a contest and there's going to be a prize and
you're going to like it.
You're going to like it, and we need to tell you what that prize is.
Okay.
I don't even know what it is. So
am I telling them? When am I telling them? Can we tell them today? Next week?
Soon.
Okay. Yes, Keith, I do have one. Oh, PayPal. Oh.
That's messed up right there. That's just messed up on every level.
You want to give them a hint as to
if I give them a hint, they'll know.
I mean,
there's your hint.
There's your hint.
Oh,
not hard to guess, folks.
Nice.
It'd be cool.
Sweet.
Very, very, very cool.
Yes. More info coming soon.
Another hint. But yes.
Another hint.
So that's all you're getting.
And that is the SubZero Heroes logo.
Correct.
Yes.
Yep.
So that link is down below. Hit that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
March.
Yeah, if you click the link down there, Keith, you can donate that way. Because if you PayPal me, I'll have to click that link and put it in. So you can just eliminate the middleman. Click that link.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
So,
all right.
And for those of you, have a great weekend. We're going to be
good.
right back here on the air with a very special guest Wednesday, Halenville Live with Miss Phoenix Vanderweeden, Wednesday, February 2nd,
Yeah.
right here on the channel Halenville Live. All things Van Halen, Wednesdays, 9 p.m.
Hey, we got a Holly Lewis unboxing too as well. I've got a couple of things from Holly.
Oh, cool. Nice.
That's
Okay,
right.
nice.
You do. That's right. How
On
exciting.
Wednesday?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Unboxings. We
Okay.
like unboxings. All right, kiddos. Have a great weekend. We will see
Take care, guys.
you
We will.
next weekend. And
I don't do that.
where is it at? There it is. All right,
You do
kids.
that.
We're out of here. We love you. Thanks
Take
for
care, guys.
watching. Leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not. Next Saturday night. Have I got the card loaded in? No,
Uh-oh.
I don't.
Oh.
Have I got the card loaded in? I think I do. I think I do. Wait. Shit, I do not. But I don't. Anyway.
Who is it?
I can't tell you now. I can't tell you now. We already know. But anyway, it's going to be an awesome show.
Yes, it
We'll
will.
see you right back here
Love
next
you guys. Be
Saturday
well.
night.
Rock on.
Have a great weekend and a great week. We
Right
love
there.
you. Bye.
Be well.
See ya.
The fuck is that? What's your profanity? You kiss your mother with that mouth?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dear Lord.